श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधारी बरनौ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार। बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। नीलाम्बुज श्यामल कोमलांगं सीता समारोपित वामभागं। पानौ महासायक चारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथं। नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम्। अतुलित बलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं धनुजवन कृशानं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं। सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Ramayana is not just a story and certainly not a myth. It is called as Itihasa, which means it has happened. Puja Gurudev would say it is not just history, it is his story. It is not a myth. It is mysticism at its highest. And this word mysticism, he explained that it reveals more than what the words might appear to be or the story might appear to be. It is not just that it happened, it is happening every moment. It is happening even now, and it shall happen in the future. Not that in some universe, even now the Ramayana is happening in the multiverse, but Ramayana's reality is that it is evident in our own life. And therefore, it is mysticism. It is meditation. And Puja Gurudev revealed this inner journey of the jiva, the ending of the limited 10-headed ego, which in Atma Bodh Shankaracharya says very beautifully in the 50th verse, that having crossed this ocean of delusion, killing the Rakshasas of likes and dislikes, Shanti Samayukta Atma Ramo Virajate, that united with Sita Shanti revels as Atma Rama, reveling in the self as Atma Rama. There we get the evidence of the mysticism of the Ramayana by none other than Sri Adi Shankaracharya. And today is a very, very special day in many, many ways. When Sri Ramchandra ji, Sita ji, Lakshman in the Pushpak Viman were leaving for Ayodhya, on the way it seems that Hanuman ji requested Ramchandra ji that can we go and visit, may I go and get the blessings of Mother Anjana. So even there he is taking Ramchandra ji to Mother Anjana. Otherwise how can he bring Anjana there? And when they go there, Anjana Mata says to Hanuman that normally the rina, the debt of mother, father, guru can never be paid back. When you say can never be paid back, we say, that's why, we will give nothing, we can't pay back. Which means even after whatever we offer, whatever we do, how much ever we serve, we should never think that we have paid back. Only they can free us from our debt to them. They never make us indebted. But Mother Anjana says to Hanuman that the debt of the mother can never be paid. However, you have brought Shri Ram and Sita to me. Every possible debt that can be paid off has been paid off. You have no more debt to your mother, which means actually she is freeing him that no more you have any duties towards me. Now your only duty is to serve Ramchandra ji. And when Hanuman ji is recounting so far whatever Hanuman ji has done, others have glorified. Even when he got the news of Mother Sita, crossed the ocean and came back, it is Jambavan and all the monkeys in their excitement told Ramchandra ji, Hanuman ji remained silent. But Hanuman ji tells his mother, all that had been achieved. Who else but to your mother you can make proud of what has been done? But rather than feeling proud, Anjana Mata got very upset with him. She told him that you have drunk my milk. Shame on you. Why could you not sink Lanka and kill Ravan? Why did Ramchandra ji have to go all the way there? Could you not do it? And make him build a bridge, fight with Ravan and then kill Ravan and bring Sita ji back? Could you not do it? And he told Mother, it was Bhagwan's Adesh to go and bring Mother Sita. I would have done all this. But even at the end of Kishkinda Kand, where Hanuman says, I will go, I will kill that Ravan and I will bring Mother Sita, Jamban said, that is not your work. You must know what is your work. That is not your work. You just do what Bhagwan has told you to do. That Bhagwan will do it. Then she was quite pleased and gave all her blessings to him. There's another story that somebody said, what is she boasting about her milk? And that's when she squeezed out her milk and that spray went and fell on the mountain and it burst. That is the strength of her milk, and that is the strength of Hanumanji. Therefore, Rakshasantakam, he is the one who actually destroyed all the Rakshasas by bringing Ramchandraji to Lanka. When they returned to Ayodhya and when Bhagwan's Raj Abhishek took place, nobody wanted to leave Ayodhya. Vibhishan, all the Vanars, even the monkeys, the bears, Jambuan, Adi, all of them stayed in Ayodhya, and Bhagwan had said that these are my family. Look after them. And they were looked after so well, but nobody wanted to leave Ayodhya. But finally all have to go back. Sugriv went back to rule Kishkinda. Vibhishan went back to rule Lanka. And Bhagwan, having given them so many gifts and expressing his love and his gratitude to all of them, including the monkeys, all departed, but Hanumanji, with tears in his eyes, he told, I do not want to leave your feet. Looked at Sugriv, and Sugriv said, you stay with Ramchandraji only. And Ramchandraji told everyone to go and fulfill their duties. But Hanuman, he said, you stay with me only, because even Bhagwan could not separate himself from Hanumanji. And all his life, as long as Sri Ram Avatar was there on this earth, Hanumanji in so many different ways, even afterwards, there are many, many stories which come to us from legend and other sources of Ramayana. His entire life was dedicated in the service of Sri Ram and Sita. When it was time for Sri Ramchandraji to fulfill his avatar and depart from this world, he being Raja Ram, for the very people he made such sacrifices, he gave everybody the opportunity to go with him, say to Vaikunth, Saket, except Vibhishan, he said, you go and rule Lanka and your glory will be there. Lanka will be there. You go and rule Lanka. Jamvan, he said, you go, I'm coming back again as Sri Krishna, and you still have to do something. Yeah? You go. Everybody else said, we are going with you. Ayodhya Vasi did not want to stay. Hanumanji there just sat with his hands folded. Even there, only ready for the instruction of Bhagwan. And Bhagwan told him that you stay in this world only. And wherever people take my name, sing my glories, and Ramayana is sung, there you be present. Since he is Chiranjeev. And Hanumanji pleaded that as long as this creation is there, your glories be sung. Until your glories be sung, I will be upon this earth. And that's why it is said and believed that wherever Ramayana Katha takes place, Ramayana Kirtan takes place. Shri Ram Sita Kirtan takes place. There Hanumanji is present. This is the blessing given by Bhagwan. Why should we ever doubt? And this very famous verse, which is also invocation of Hanumanji, Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakāñjalim Bhashpavari Paripurna Lochanam Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam. Wherever, wherever. It is not said only in some place here or there. Wherever, Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam. Where the glories are sung of Raghunath, Sri Ramchandraji. Tatra Tatra, there itself. Kritamastakāñjalim, with head bowed, Kritamastak Anjalim, with hands folded, head bowed, Hanumanji will be sitting there. And how? Bhashpavari Paripurna Lochanam. Lochanam, eyes. Paripurna, filled completely with the tears of love, with the tears of devotion. And may we all namata, let us all bow to this Maruti, who is the destroyer of all Rakshasa, Rakshasantakam, complete destruction of all the Rakshasas. This is a very, very popular verse. In every Ramayana Katha, it is chanted. Every Ramayana Katha, when it is done, there is a seat for Hanumanji kept, or Hanumanji Murti is kept, so that Hanumanji comes and resides there. But still the beauty, the magnitude, the depth of this verse is something that cannot be even described in many, many words over many, many days. But if you need any proof of it, did you not yesterday see that head bowed, continuously with tears in the eyes? Whether speaking or hearing Sri Ram Katha. In which form Hanumanji will be present? Do you think? He is always present when Ram Katha takes place. That wherever Sri Ram Katha takes place, there Hanumanji is present. And I'll reveal to you one secret. Wherever Hanumanji's glory is sung, there Sri Ram, Sita, Lakshman, Shatrughan, Bharat, everybody is present. Because Raghupati Kini Bahut Badhai, Tum Mama Priya, Bharati Samabhai, सहस वदन तुम रोजस गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे, सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा, नारद सारद सहित अहिसा, जम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते, कवि को बिद कही सके कहाते. All Devi Devatas are present, including Ram, Sita, Lakshman, are present wherever Hanumanji is adored. So you do not know what blessings we are getting. Because Ram, Lakhan, Sita, Mana, Basiya. I can tell you many stories. It is believed by all Ramayan Vaktas, and that's why a seat for Hanumanji is generally kept. And some people tell stories also that where Ramayan Katha was done and people tried to move the seat, it couldn't move because Garima, it couldn't move. Now we keep hearing all these things, right? There are some places they see a monkey also came and sat. Even here it has happened. But I'll tell you something which I have directly experienced. It was the 50th anniversary of Chinmaya Mission, and Puja Guruji had said that throughout the year we will have different programs, and big large scale programs were being done. And in Delhi, I had my Gyan Yagya and I had chosen the topic Balkand of the Ramayana. And Delhi, of course, over the years used to have very grand programs. And this time we had done it very grand because it was the 50th year of Chinmaya Mission. It was 2001. So it was a grand program, and I was speaking on the Ramayana, and I told them that we should have Sri Ram Darbar there. And our Amma there, she's so good, she went and brought these beautiful brass Panchaloha murtis, because the hall was so big. So nice big murtis, and she said, we are not just going to have some mud murtis or something, we are going to have this murti, and the whole hall was decorated. We had, Sri Ram Janma, we had, Sri Ram Sita Kalyanam, everything. It was so grand, that whole function. And the last day, of course, was the wedding, and with that we concluded the Balkand of the Ramayana. That after the conclusion of the Yajna, as usual, I got down, doing my namaskar, I got down and I went in midst of the audience, and I used to meet, there was no COVID, that people will keep you away, So I would go and meet the people. So a lot of people crowded around me and, bringing their children. All it was a very festive atmosphere. And one of those Majis, Ammas, she comes, and she's been helping with the arrangements and all that, and she comes and literally holds me by the arm and says, Swamiji, did you see, I saw, and I'm busy talking to the people. So I said, what is it, Amma? She says, look at the altar. So I looked at the altar. She says, I saw Hanumanji move. So, I just said, yes, Amma, of course, been wonderful sights people can see, and those are not just some hallucinations or anything. And she's a very stable woman. It's not like, suddenly they want to show that, suddenly, because there are people who want to suddenly think that, they do something. She's a very stable woman, and she just came and told me, Swamiji, look, Hanumanji has moved. Hanumanji has moved. So I was busy talking to the people, So she kept on saying, Hanumanji has moved, Hanumanji has moved. So I just said, yes, yes, Amma, yeah, all fine. She understood that, I'm not taking it seriously. She says, Hanumanji is been here. I said, yes, Amma, of course, Ramayana Katha, we to pray Hanumanji is here, and if he is here, of course, it is said that he will be here, and we feel blessed that he is here. And I was still talking to the people. She's again pulling my hand, and she brought me, finished talking. She said, Swamiji, every day you go to the altar and you bow down, don't you? I said, yes. What side is Hanumanji facing? Hanumanji faces Ramchandraji. And there are places people just put it like this, and whenever I notice it, I always say Hanumanji should be placed like this. She says, as you walk down, Hanumanji moved, and these are heavy murtis, solid. Hanumanji moved. Then also I'm saying, yeah, she saw Hanumanji move, I think, She said, but see, Hanumanji is facing the audience, like Hanumanji is facing this side, not that side. And this murti is very heavy. By the time you got down and I came to you, nobody could have gone and moved the murti, isn't it? I saw Hanumanji move, she says. I didn't see it. I saw Hanumanji move. And he faced that side. I still said yes, and I saw, and I know that if I would have noticed this, I would have asked them to correct it. But maybe even I did not notice it, whatever. But she kept on insisting. By the way, during that Gyan Yagya, we were planning to have our center in Sydney. And that time only they had requested me that we will have Sri Ram Parivar. We had Bhagwan Krishna in Melbourne, in Chinmaya Dham. And here we will have Sri Ram Parivar. Those murtis during that Gyan Yagya, present, everyday worshipped, I knew that moment it will go to our Delhi center. Delhi though, it is central. They will grab it. So I first only declared, these murtis are going to Sydney. They are not going anywhere. But till Sydney Ashram, we were not getting the center as yet. We couldn't, because so many restrictions and having public places. So with a lot of restrictions, there, we had still not got the center, but we were all looking actively for that center, and we said that we will have that center, and the presiding deities will be Sri Ram Parivar. Then Guruji gave the name for that place as Chinmaya Sannidhi, Sydney Sannidhi. He gave that place that name. In 2003, I fell very, very sick. Recovered from it, and 2004, I went all the way back to Australia. By the time we had been able to buy a place, it was a ready-made place, but it was completely in shambles. Went there. We again decided how it can be, where the altar will be, everything. And I said, I'm sending the murti. And in 2004, on Dasera day, again today is Dasera day. Isn't it incidental? This was not planned. I didn't choose the order of the verses. It was Dasera day that I said that on Dasera we will have the sthapana of the murtis and the inauguration of our Chinmaya Sannidhi. As usual, even then when I was there, I was traveling around the world. I would be traveling and I will come back before Dasera. We will have this. I went, I traveled around the world, but again in 2004, I had a major attack, and I felt so sick again that I could not move at all. 2003, we had inaugurated our Chinmaya Kirti London. There also the presiding deity, they had just kept Hanumanji there. that time also I could not go. It was the first place where, we would be installing Hanumanji, and I could not go there that time because in 2003, same time I was very, very ill. Recovered, and again 2004, fell very, very ill. And that illness again, it was so bad that it was just not improving. And when it is in that condition, I can't even put my feet on the ground, leave alone stand or even walk. As the days were approaching, I wrote to them that, see, Bhagwan has already, the Murtis have already reached there. They said, but how can you? Guruji is not coming. You are not coming. How can we have the inauguration? We'll postpone it. I said, I don't even know. And I would be losing my visa also if I did not go. So I said that I do not know whether I can, when will I recover? Dasera is another 2 weeks. I will not be able to come. Even if I start recovering, it will take time for me to be able to fly. I don't see myself coming. You should not wait. You do the sthapana. They said, no, we will call up Guruji and we will postpone it. I said, no, you will not postpone it. On Dasera, you have to do the sthapana, and Guruji also will not like this postponement. It so happened that they called up Guruji and said that, you see, the altar is also not ready now, whether that was the excuse or what it was. The altar is not ready, we'll have to do a haphazard altar because the place has just got ready. And Swamiji is also in the hospital, he cannot come and we can't have this inauguration. So he said, so what's the hurry? You build the altar and then you decide to build. They said, we got permission from Guruji, we are postponing. On Dasera, we are not going to do it. Now when you come, we will do it. No? And you set a date for us. Now I had not seen Hanumanji moving. That Amma had said that Hanumanji was present and Hanumanji moved. She said that Hanumanji was giving you blessings, Swamiji. That Hanumanji moved. When they cancelled Dasera, and they said, now you set a date and we have got the next date is, in October, November. So only when you come we will do the inauguration, and Guruji's also said that. Come Dasera, I could not go there, Sthapana could not take place. Now the next date was set. And that day I remember very clearly, and it is not once that it has happened. I just woke up that morning and my altar was just beside my bed. It's in the Ayurvedic clinic hospital. I cannot even get up, so it's just beside my bed. And I just remembered, I just said, Hanumanji, they said that you moved for me. Can't you move me for you? And what proof do I require? I got up from the bed and I could put my feet on the ground. And I know once I'm able to stand on my own feet, I will exercise and I will make it work. I've done that many times. But when the feet only don't touch the ground, how can I do anything? And I touched the feet on the ground. And how in that hospital, all the therapists, everybody would be so excited to wait for me to do that, because last year I had done it, and nobody was in the room. And the moment I touched my feet, and that day I touched my feet, I don't need more proof about it. That if you could have moved for me, can you not move me for you. And I could put my feet down. I remember I'm trying to call them that, like come into the room so that at least, I can just walk. I had a glass and the door was closed, so I threw the glass there and they heard the bell. Everybody who was there came running inside. And I just said, Hanuman did it. Yeah. So, I have no doubt that where Ramayan Katha takes place, Hanumanji is there. And where Hanuman Katha takes place, Ramchandraji is anyway there. So even though I did not see, but he showed me. When Hanumanji's presence came here, that day I was not present here on the first Mastak Abhishek. And when Mastak Abhishek took place and Gurudev had announced that whoever you are, wherever you are around the world, you can send your kalashas, and on behalf of you, if you can't come, it will be offered on Hanumanji. And many a times he has said, for even those who have been the Yajmans, and he himself being present there, he says, in your lifetime you could not do a greater yajna. And this is Gurudev's words. Satya Sankalpa, Mahatma's word, Sankalpa. So don't think that you've come for some ordinary ceremony. So he said, and even sometimes those who were the Mukhya Yajmans used to say that you have done all that needs to be done in this yajna. When Mastak Abhishek was done, and whatever collection came from that, I know how little by little Gurudev built this ashram. If I even tell you, today we have all this available for us, especially for all our brahmacharis, brahmacharinis. This particular ashram also, brick by brick, stone by stone. When the first camp took place, at that time, this is 81, so that people could attend, it was only 10 rupees a day. And even at that time, the food expenses could not be covered with 10 rupees a day. And Gurudev had no qualms because nobody else would do it. He only had to do it. I know it would be sitting here in this was open at that time in satsang. And he says, you see, now all these trustees will be sitting on my head. There's shortfalls. From the camp fees, they are complaining that, even the expenses cannot be covered. It's not that the people collect the money. It is the Swami only who has to collect the money and provide. So he's telling us only. And he's telling, see, everybody wants a photo with the Swami. That time the people didn't have their own, so that they can just come and quickly take the photograph and put in their pocket. So they'll have a photo with the Swami, So he said, everybody wants a photograph. Only few people had camera, 1 or 2 people. So he said, then, every camper, those who want a photograph with the Swami, black and white for 25 rupees. 25 rupees. That time, today the rates are very high. 25 rupees and colored picture 100 rupees. And he's looking at us Hong Kong kids. We said we book both. And we were the first one to get that photograph with him. And that's how he would collect to pay for the shortfalls. Build these homes with whatever little donations that came. Today to renovate it only, I do not know how many lakhs I have to raise each room. And then when the ashrams are built, then people claim that it is their ashram. No? He announced that all that money that has come from the Mastabhishek, I said, now that Ramaduta has come, he is going to bring his master here. He is going to bring his master here. And Gurudev conceived of the temple. And national integrity was his main theme. He says, with the South Indian architecture, I want to build this temple, and this temple will belong to nobody. It is built by Hanumanji and it will belong to Hanumanji. And within 1 year, that time, mind you, there's no city here, nothing. Dharamsala was one small place. This temple, as I told you on the first day, got built. And we had a camp during Dasara. This was the time Gurudev used to have camps. The camp was going on and we were here at that time. And we saw that even as the concrete was laid, they were afraid when the rains will come, when the rains were not wanted, there would be no rains. When the rains were wanted, you didn't have to water it. They were always afraid how much water will be wasted. The rains came at the right time, and it was on Dasara day. The temple was not yet colored or plastered, but the temple was ready. And Gurudev sent most of the delegates, because they come, having come to such a sacred place, they all want to go sightseeing, Having come to the feet of Guru, then they want to go to all the Tirath Sthans there. And Gurudev would tell, go. So that day, he had arranged that everybody goes to all the temples nearby. We had been there before, and we few youngsters who were candidates for becoming brahmachari, the brahmacharis, and there were 3 of us who were going to become brahmacharis, we stayed back. And unfortunately, on that first day, I tried to learn how to try a dhoti. Okay? Preparing for the brahmachari course. When Mastak Abhishek took place, Shri Hanuman Mastak Abhishek took place, again, I was not present, but I was told that brahmachari, whose name you will see behind the temple, the sanctum sanctorum behind, Puja Gurudev in 81 had got a beautiful citation from the nation. The vice president had come to present it to Gurudev. He removed his citation and he put the citation of those who built, and he used to call them Vanar Sena, Ramaduta. And he put that behind the temple sanctum If you see, you'll go there, you will see it later on. But that whole beautiful frame was presented to him. He took out what citation he needs. He took out, and by the whole nation it was given. And he put that there. That brahmachari who built the temple, he was an engineer architect, with the Vanar Sena of that, and in 1 year, it's an impossible task. But how nature collaborated, and it happened. It was on this Dasera day. The murtis had been brought and kept in rice. They were heavy murtis. And he said, when all of them are gone, no. He didn't tell anybody, because then everybody would just hang around, no. They all wanted to go for that tirthas. So he said, all of you go. He said, that time we will take and we will place Ramchandraji there. That brahmachari Vinod had told me that while Gurudev was standing at Hanumanji, he said, now that Hanumanji has come, he will bring his master, and the day his master comes, Hanuman will dance. You know how people have this imagination? Yeah. And since it is, that Hanumanji stands with his hands and head bound down, Anjali. People thought, and especially our photographer, Anjali, who even before that had photographed the murtis and all that, before they went into the rice, she thought that, now that Gurudev has said, she was waiting here probably to, take the photograph. Let us see, Gurudev has said, maybe Hanuman is going to get up and dance. We all singing Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, and carrying the murtis, took to the temple. We are a lot of us carrying the murtis, and that day, again his blessings, that I got a chance to be with him in the Sanctum Sanctorum, because I was helping also with the murtis. And Shri Ram, Jai Ram was going on in great fervor. And just as we kept the murtis of Shri Ram and Sita, the main murtis, as we kept those two murtis there, and Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram was going on. I was standing with Gurudev inside. Gurudev and I were inside the Sanctum Sanctorum. And Gurudev also, how he placed the murti, some of you may know or some of you may not know. He had constructed the temple, and before this hall and all came, that from where Hanumanji's eyes are, that window is there, will fall on, his gaze will fall on Ramchandraji's feet, Ramchandraji, Sitaji's feet. And if you see, Ramchandraji is not standing straight, he's slightly turned. Gurudev described it, slightly turned. Slightly turned, and there he is looking at Ramchandraji. And Sitaji is slightly turned looking at the greenery. Because she is Devi, Prakriti Mata. She is blessing the whole of nature, and he is looking at Hanumanji. Having just placed that, at that time, one of the villagers, and he'd been working here. I think his brother is still working here. Suddenly, you could see the avesh of Hanumanji coming to him. We were all singing, clapping and dancing and coming. And just as the murtis we placed there, he lost complete body consciousness of his own, and he is no Bharatnatyam dancer or any such thing. He started dancing with a fervor, and every position of Hanumanji, which only a dancer can do. And then you know that even our dancing positions have come from the deities themselves. It's not a dancing position. He got the avesh of Hanumanji, and the way he danced and that power with which he danced, and every pose, and his mouth also became, and Hanumanji danced, we saw right in front of us. And Gurudev was just standing and watching. His dhoti also fell off. Of course, he had shorts inside, and interestingly, red shorts. His dhoti also fell off, and he didn't know anything. And only his gaze was fixed on Ramchandra ji. And he danced, and after he went round and he just sat down there. Matto bhavati, stabdho bhavati. He just sat there. We actually saw Hanumanji dance on this day. And again, in 2015, I was having the Gita Marathon camp here, and I was telling everybody about these. And that's the day, it was Dasera, Gurudev's Jyoti came. And after so many years, Guruji and I went into the Sanctum Sanctorum taking the Jyoti. And again, I went inside. After that time, first time inside, again it was Dasera on this sacred day. And see this verse coming on this sacred day. Yatra yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam tatra Kritamastakanjalim. And with his eyes full of tears, you saw it yesterday, so I don't have to give any proof. Another beautiful memory I have, as a brahmachari, it was just 1 year, and Gurudev came, and I took me with him to Taipei, Taiwan. Evening there were public talks, morning there was talks far away in some temple. And in the house, Gurudev had gone there for the first time. People were flocking in and hanging around in the house. It was a duplex flat. So they would come back, they would come for breakfast, bhiksha, so many people bringing so much food. Then when Gurudev would go up on his desk to write his letters, so he just said, you all, people are sitting here, especially all the housewives. My brahmachari has come here. He will take satsang. So don't waste your time. Sit and listen to satsang. And he told me, you take Ramayana. Now he is on the top floor. It's a duplex flat, so the staircase are there only. And he said, you take the Ramayana. So I said, I'll take Navida Bhakti. But I am speaking to him the first time I was introducing the Ramayana. I did see a flash of orange on the steps. And just when I finished, he walked down, looked at everybody, and all these women got up and they started bowing down, and he looks. I said, oh God, I hope he doesn't see the makeup that they have put. And he looks at me and he said, "Ye kya Ramayan katha hai?" He used to speak in his Hindi with me. "Ye kya Ramayan katha hai?" Nobody's eyes have got tears. Now that logical master, Brahma Vidya Guru, in the evening speaking on the 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, where all your senses and emotions are to be completely under your mastery, And he tells those ladies there, he says, when you listen to the Ramayana Katha, walk along with Ramchandra ji and Sita ji. Rama bhagat hit nar tanudari, sahi sankat kiye sadhu sukhari. And as you listen to the Katha and feel his presence, feel his leelas, how can you not shed tears? And as you shed those tears of devotion, we keep crying for ourselves and our sorrows. Who sees what difficulty Bhagwan takes for us? And he says, with those tears of devotion, countless vasanas of countless lives get washed away in those tears of devotion, which even in your meditation you will not be able to do. Because meditation, we are too busily struggling. Then you understand that this is mysticism. We say Bhagwan came to take away all our sankat, which means all our papas, vasanas, because of which we have all our likes, dislikes, actions, karma phala, suffering, birth, etc. And with those tears of devotion, many, many sins of various lifetimes pass away, are destroyed. Therefore, it is mysticism, it is meditation. And remember, Bhavayami I explained yesterday? And in listening the Katha, we don't have to put effort in meditation. The whole vision appears in front of us. And in that, all the Rakshasas, our extrovertedness, our selfishness, this 10-headed demon ego, comes to an end when we surrender to that Hanuman, who with tears in his eyes is present with his head bowed, listening to the Katha of Ramchandra ji with tears in his eyes. And Namat, when we surrender to such a Hanuman, and when he resides in our heart, so does Ram, Sita and Lakshman. And who else would know about this than Goswami Tulsidas ji? He is a sant. A sant cannot bear the sorrow of anyone. And once it so happened that he helped a ghost. That ghost, a spirit, he could see from the other dimension. So he also in his gratitude told Goswami ji that when you say the Katha, Hanuman ji is present. And told him, that elderly man, and even there may be hundreds of people, there are some eyes the speaker's eyes will rest upon. A good speaker must be able to see everyone, make eye contact with everyone. But there are some eyes that it does repeat quite often. He says that man who sits there comes before you come. No sooner you say Shanti, Shanti, Shanti and is gone away. and with tears in his eyes fixed at you is just listening to you, that is Hanuman. Every time Goswamiji went to find him, no sooner he said Shanti, 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 he was gone. He didn't wait to socialize, talk, eat prasad. He was gone. So one day while speaking the Ramayana Katha and seeing that his eyes are closed and with tears, he got up, went there, stood in front of that elderly man with his hands folded, and then turned around, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Everybody ran for prasad. And he held on to that feet of that old man. The old man says, Maharaj, I've come to listen to you. Please don't touch my feet. He said, I know you are my Hanuman Dada. You are my Hanuman. I'm not leaving your feet. Hanumanji had to give him darshan. Hanuman had to give him darshan. And Hanumanji said, what do you want? He said, just tell me how does my Ramchandraji look? He said, you've not seen Ramchandraji? He said, no. So Hanumanji went to Ramchandraji and said, Bhagwan, he sings your glory and you've not given him darshan. Bhagwan says, I am ready to give darshan, but when a person is right, then only he will be able to see it. Hanumanji said, no, Bhagwan, you have to give him darshan. You have to give him darshan. And Bhagwan's rule is that whatever his Ananya Bhakta asks, Bhagwan will do it. He said, go tell him to go to Chitrakoot. Even I told him, Bhagwan is giving you darshan, go to Chitrakoot. Tulsidas ji is having bath in the Mandakini river and comes out. Mandakini is one of the tributaries of streams of Ganga ji. He comes from that, he sees two young handsome men, one dark in complexion, one fair like lightning, coming on horseback with bow and arrow. He lets them pass away and Ram, he goes. Hanumanji comes running and tells him, did you see Ram and Lakhan? Those two on horseback. He said, I saw two people coming on horseback, they just came and went. He missed that opportunity. Hanumanji went to Ramchandraji. Ramchandraji said, see, I told you, I can be in front, but can they see? He said, what, Bhagwan, is this Tirupati darshan or, tung, and, go. Like the Bombay BST buses. Give the chance for the devotee to see you, worship you. He said, go tell him I'm coming again. Tulsidas ji is getting ready for the morning puja and grinding chandan and making chandan paste fresh. That time, two cute little chubby. Again, one fair, one dark, carrying their toy bows and arrows. Come up to and say, Goswamiji, tilak lagaoge? Bhagwan is sitting there. And he's putting the tilak, still not recognizing. And Hanumanji took a form of a parrot and from there yelled out, Chitrakoot ke ghat par bhai santan ki bheer, Tulsidas chandan gise, tilak det Raghuveer, Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai, Bolo bhai sab santan ki jai. Ram duare tum rakhware, hot na agya binu paisare, sab sukh lai tumhari sharna, tum rachak kahu ko darna. Thus recognize that Hanumanji, whenever sitting with tears in his eyes, that time Hanumanji has entered your heart. and Ram Darshan is going to take place. So we are going for Ram Darshan. Yeah? And tomorrow I will conclude in this reference with Gurudev's story. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Hari Om Swamiji, thank you so much.
This December, join us as we explore one of the greatest epics of all time. A tale of courage and strength, a shining example of success despite adversity. A story of the power of love, and a journey that conveys the divinity within. Join us on an unforgettable journey of self-inquiry and personal growth. You know the story. Now, relive the glory. We invite you to the 15th Annual Global Chick Camp. Ramayana, craft your character. Under the guidance of Puja Swami Swaroopananda, Global Head of Chinmaya Mission. From December 18th to the 24th, we invite you to immerse yourself in engaging activities, thought-provoking discussion groups, and eye-opening classes as we dive deep into the characters that make the Ramayana. What was it that allowed some characters to only jump from strength to strength, despite adversities, while others fell from great heights? How can we strengthen our characters and achieve beyond imagination? All this and more will be explored this December. We can't express the magnitude of bliss and self-development that Global Chick Camp offers. You'll just have to experience it for yourself.